Demonstrators packed the streets outside the Knesset in Jerusalem on Sunday evening in a mass protest demanding the government's resignation, marking the first day of what is slated to be a 4-day event.
네, 지난 일요일 저녁 이스라엘 예루살렘의 의회 건물인 크네세트 밖에서 거리를 가득 메운 시위대가 현 정부 사퇴를 촉구하는 대규모 시위를 벌였습니다. 이들은 이날 포함 나흘 동안 시위를 이어간다는 계획입니다. Tell us more.
Well, this was not just outside the Knesset. This was in Tel Aviv, in Jerusalem, in Haifa, in Beersheba, in Kasserera, and other cities. And that was on Saturday. On Sunday, they were at the Knesset. They're basically, they're asking for the release of the hostages. They want the return of Israeli citizens because they've been captive for 6 months. But two, they want to get Netanyahu out. He's been called an obstacle to any kind of deal. So police got involved. They did use water cannons to disperse the protesters on the Saturday demonstrations. They arrested 16 people. But Netanyahu finds himself in an even more precarious position because, well, everybody's calling for a ceasefire. Everybody's calling for a pause in the attacks, in the violence. There are reports that there are negotiations that are going to carry on between Israel and Hamas for some kind of truce. We're waiting to see, but certainly the Israeli government is under a lot of pressure to find a way to peace.
It's one of the largest protests we've seen in a long time. The organizers say that more than 100,000 people took part, while media outlets are saying tens of thousands took part.
It's always a dance of numbers when it comes to official reporting, organizers reporting, and media reporting. Nobody can ever agree on what the number might be.
Yeah, because no one's there going, okay, number 1, number 2, number 3. You know, no one's...
It's not a ticketed event.
No, exactly. 자, 그래요. 그래도 이제 상당히 큰 규모의 시위가 이렇게 벌어지고 있는 상황입니다. 계속 이어지고 있다라고 하고요. 현 이스라엘 정부의 사퇴를 촉구하는 그런 시위가 되겠습니다. 이스라엘의 그 국회 건물, 의회 건물을요, 크네세트라고 한다는 점도 같이 알아두면 좋을 것 같고요. 자, pack the streets는 뭘까요?
I'm hoping that our listeners who are on the subway this morning are not in a packed carriage, in a packed car, because that would mean there would be a lot of people, maybe too many people. If a street is packed, if you pack the streets, it's full. There's no room at all. So, for example, we talk about music festivals or concerts will be packed with audience members, packed with crowds. We talk about big protests sometimes where the streets are packed, or protesters pack the streets, meaning there are lots and lots of people.
그렇죠. 꽉 메운다라는 뜻의 pack가 쓰였습니다. packed the streets는 길거리를 가득 메우다가 되겠고요. 그다음에 be slated to something?
Now, it's interesting. Don't get confused with this, because if you take the two off, to be slated means to be criticized. But that's not the meaning here. To be slated to do something or to happen, meaning this is the plan. This is the expectation that it will happen or should happen at this particular time.
네, be slated to something은 이렇게 될 예정이다. 어떻게 하기로 했다라는 미래 계획에 대해서 알려주는 표현입니다. 그래서 this protest is slated to last for 4 days.
Yes.
자, 그럼 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. Demonstrators packed the streets outside the Knesset in Jerusalem on Sunday evening in a mass protest demanding the government's resignation, marking the first day of what is slated to be a 4-day event. And let's take a break. 자, 오늘 무모한 문장은요. 소문